Hey, my name is Chris Harders. I help people set their energy so that they can have the harmonious, loving relationship that they've always wanted. This happens in 3 steps, and this happens, step number 1 is the clearing phase. Step number 2 is protecting or sealing your energy so you're not losing it in different ways. And step number 3 is setting your energy for the kind of life that you want. To go into these in a little bit more detail, number 1, clearing. As we walk around the world, we are picking up other people's energies, other people's opinions, other people's thoughts. This can come in many different forms. Mass media, obviously, people we surround ourselves, environmental, and past relationships, all kinds of different things. And on the energetic way of clearing things, we would actually take a look at your aura. We'd see where there are holes, where there are tears, where there are cords, and also just what's kind of the energy that's not yours, that's in your aura right now. And first we would, the very basics that I do in pretty much any meditation that I lead is I help people set a grounding cord, and I even walk them through it. And this is something that just is about clearing all the energy that's in your space that isn't yours. It's kind of like having a sponge where if you were going around all day with a sponge, it's going to pick up a bunch of stuff. It's going to be dirty. But if you get it wet and you wring it out, well, a lot of that dirt stuff leaves. Not all of it, but quite a bit of it. And that's the same idea with the grounding cord. And I do this meditation every single day live. And if you're ever here in Austin, you can participate in person. I do it on Monday nights. So that's the first step, is clearing. Now, when I work one-on-one with a client, there's some additional things that I might go into. But even if you were to just do that, it's a very powerful exercise. And in fact, the grounding cord meditation that I walk people through, but that I initially did for myself for a few years, is 80 to 90% of the reason that I didn't stop having panic attacks without needing anxiety pills. In fact, it works faster than that. So number 2 is to protect or seal your energy. So as you're going through the day, the way that you bring somebody in to your field is by putting out an energy that they are going to vibrate with. And if you're not protecting your energy, you're not really going to have enough to kind of call in that person or those relationships that you want. You're just going to be kind of tired out. So the way we protect our energy is, first off, you observe the things that are taking your energy right now that maybe aren't to your best and highest good. And so this might be, just take a look at where you're spending your time. For a lot of people these days, they might be spending an excessive amount of time on the screen. I know for me, that is energetically draining to a very high degree. That you might also be spending time around toxic or people, or we might call them energy vampires, or in jobs that are not really what you want to be doing. Maybe they're in this office environment, you don't have sunlight, you don't have access to fresh air and nature and all that. And that could be a little bit of energetic depletion. Now, there are ways to help protect this energy for when you're even in that situation. One common thing that I would walk somebody through in a meditation might be to set their aura in a certain way, so possibly to mirror back other people so that you're not taking on their energy. In fact, you're reflecting it back at them. Another way might be to set your aura for love and above, or to set up a torus field. Another way might be to imagine an energetic rose around you as sort of a bodyguard that absorbs the energies of other people. So that's on the energetic side, and all that takes is visualization and some level of belief. And then there's, of course, the very practical side. If you're constantly around people that are going to drain you, these energy tools will work, they will help mitigate things, but you're still there physically having this unconscious response to them, and it's taxing you. So it's going to be harder for you to maintain all the energy that could be used to attract in that kind of relationship and person that you want, or keep in harmony the relationship and person that you want. So anyhow, number 1 is to clear, number 2 is to protect and seal, and number 3 is to set your energy. So this is the fun part. This is what a lot of the manifestation pieces are about, but most people don't get into these first 2 steps, which really slows things down. So in order to set your energy, there's different ways people do it. One is to just visualize and really step into that ideal relationship that you want as though it were already happening, to give your body the visceral sensation. Another way might be to set a strong intention with affirmations or thought forms, so charged thoughts. Affirmations when they're when you apply a lot of emotion to it in like an excited or gratitude sort of state, it tends to supercharge these intentions that you're setting. There's other strategies and ways of doing it too. There's different visualizations I might walk somebody through and to help with that. And if I'm actually guiding a client through it, I'll actually help raise the vibration just by running a high degree of energy, which I've learned over a number of years to help really set the space. I've even done this for businesses and things like that to set the space. And even for a business, before I would even go and help them attract in more clients, first I would do these 2 steps: clear, protect, and then we would say, okay, what is it that you actually want, okay? And so another way would be to also pull back more of your innate energy to you. And so this would be the golden sun, which I walk people through on every grounding meditation that I do. Again, live every single day, every morning, and then once a week in person here in Austin, Texas. If you're here, come check it out. Okay, and so again, just like when we had to have you clear your energy, and part of it was like wringing out that sponge, you also want to call your energy back. So as you're going about your day and you're picking up other people's stuff, you're also leaving your stuff in different places. And what this does over time is it means any time that you want something in your life, you can almost imagine that you're a magnet for what it is that you want. But it's kind of like you don't have the full magnet here. So rather than being this full giant magnet that can pull things in, there's less of you, because different parts of your energy are scattered across time, space, with different people. So what we do is we call back your energy to you, and then we bring it back into your aura and into your energetic body. And that way, when you are putting out this powerful energy into the universe, it's really maximizes as charged as it possibly can be. And additionally, what tends to be true, and most books and things don't kind of explain this correctly, but you are trying to attract in the person that naturally is in good frequency with you, okay? And when you have all of your true energy back without all that stuff from other people and other people's opinions and things, you're really at the best kind of version of self at this point. This is a very high vibrational point, which is going to naturally magnetize people who are also operating at high vibration. High vibration is going to be love, joy, happiness, fun, play, that sort of stuff. So just by pulling your energy back to you, if all you were to do is set a grounding cord, set your aura saying, I only want to attract in people who are, of love or above or something similar to that, and then set your energy in any one of many ways, but one being just calling the golden sun back to you, that would be enough to begin moving yourself to that ideal relationship that you want. Now, in addition to setting energy energetically, other things that are going to help are going to be eating on the more clean or healthy side, for whatever that means for you, okay? I'm not going to tell you what your diet should be, but that's going to protect your energy and kind of seal it in, because you're not draining and trying to process these foods that aren't really good for you, that kind of keep you sluggish. And then even researching or learning more about what it means to be in a healthy relationship, to date in a powerful way, to have relationships where there's healthy communication. So maybe this means attending workshops, maybe this means reading books, maybe this means listening to podcasts, whatever it is, and make sure the information resonates with you. So if as you're listening, it is like sandpaper, doesn't feel good internally, that's probably your spidey senses telling you this doesn't resonate with me. Totally fine. But the more you tune into what could work for you and educate yourself, that is another form of tuning your vibration from wherever it's at. So let's say a person's been in needy, unhealthy relationships before. If you start tuning into what makes a relationship healthy, you're going to start also moving your mental energy, your thought energy into healthy relationships. Some people would call this your reticular activation system. I think if we need to come up with something on the physical level within the body, that tends to be a useful thing. The reticular activation system, somewhere in your brain, tends to orient and filter for what it is you constantly are thinking about. So again, that's a very powerful way of setting your energy. And I think that about sums up what's useful for today. I can kind of go into all of these. Sometimes it's much more it is useful for the mind to get a sense. That's why we have these 3 steps of what it means. Now, in any one of these given things, I could go into more details, but that's kind of an initial starting phase for you, so you can begin to really take control and have that kind of life that you want and be moving towards the relationships that really fit with you, relationships or relationship. But I've seen this work for couples, seen it work for singles, seen it work for people who just want friends and want to clarify how that all works. So hope this helps you, and stay tuned for more.